Welcome back to Clay Pigeon. The first race highlights feature the KF2 class and the Lichfield Barnacote struggle for championship honours. Here's Alan with the grid positions and race highlights.
Just 8 in this one, as we mentioned earlier. Ben Barnacote alongside Mark Litchfield on the front row from Hamilton and Collard row 2, Rushy and Barlow row 3, and Zubair Hope goes off P7, Sam Webster off P8. Through the left-hander at the start, and Ben Barnacote on the grass and comes back on and just misses Mark Litchfield. That's the 24 kart, Ben Barnacote. He's looking behind, giving a little wave to Jamie Rush. That's certainly something the young pretender has learned from Mark Litchfield, giving the wave. It looks like he's blaming Rush for that. That is Jamie Rush on the 31 kart, obviously well behind. 16 kart there, Ricky Collard. No British touring car race this weekend, so Ricky's dad Rob down watching him this weekend. It's the 3 kart Litchfield that leads then. Collard is second, Barlow on the 22 kart third, but Hope taking a completely different line, and it's a better line than Barlow's because he's done him and left him. Through the left-hander down but to Billy's blind. There's the Racing Steps kart of Ricky Collard. Ricky, I guess, will be hoping to emulate what his dad's doing at the moment and maybe take his dad on in touring cars at some point in the future. That would be good fun, particularly if he punted his dad off through turn 1 in his first race. Highly amusing. Looks like Ben Barnacote has made his way back from 7th to 4th, and he's flying here, on board here with Jamie Rush in this one. He was down to last place through the first turn. He's up to 7th now, make that 6th. He goes up the inside of Alex Hamilton through turn 1. So Jamie Rush getting back into things. This is Jamie's home track. That's Ricky Collard in second place, going through Billy's blind. And then up through the S's. That brings him out onto the Sturmey straight, going down to the hairpin at turn 4. This is turn 4, the hairpin. Here comes Barnacote up the inside. Zubair Hoke, so Barnacote's come back from 7th, he's up to 3rd place now, and he is flying. He's certainly faster than anybody else on the track at the moment. Jack Barlow up the inside of Jamie Rush. On board here with Rush through the final turn as he come past the checkered flag. This is one of the few circuits, the only karting circuit I know of, that's got a different starting point. We've just seen the start line there. Ricky Collard's just come through, going through the pit straight. The finish line is actually after the top bend through turn 7. You'll see that in just a little while. That's Collard in second. Barnacote's getting closer in third. Zubair Hoke is under pressure from Jack Barlow. Barlow looking up the inside, can't get it done. Rush is quick as well. So Rush not out of it. That's the leader. It's Litchfield well clear, but for how long? Ricky Collard is about to come under pressure from Barnacote. Barnacote was well out of it through turn 1. Over the grass, come back on, but all of his momentum had been lost. Litchfield will be very disappointed if he doesn't win this one, especially having seen the fact that Barnacote was on the grass and off through turn 1. That's the lead he's got over Collard and Barnacote now, the 2 Racing Steps drivers. Looks like Barnacote was looking up the inside. 31 is Rush, 21 Hamilton. On board here with Jamie Rush, just been behind Zubair Hoke. We come through the left-hander up to the top bend. This is the finish line right there. The start line for the race is right there. That's where Litchfield's just crossed. That's the start line. And Barnacote has made his way past the 16 kart of Collard, and he is absolutely flying. Barnacote is around about 8/10 of a second quicker than anybody else on the track, and it won't be very long before he catches Litchfield out front. Catching him's one thing, overtaking's another though. Not least because Mark Litchfield knows that if Ben Barnacote wins this race and he finishes second, he can wave goodbye to his 6th British Championship. It will be all over, and Barnacote is absolutely flying. That's Ricky Collard on the 16 kart. His Racing Steps teammate has passed him and left him, and he's now a second a lap quicker than Litchfield in front. He's going to be right on him within a couple of laps. What's going to happen? Can he get past? So out of the S's, down the Sturmey straight towards the hairpin at turn 4. That's Collard now coming under pressure from Jack Barlow on the 22 kart. 31 is Rush, 21 Hamilton, Zubair Hoke 18. And the man at the back of the field, the 19 kart of Sam Webster. That's the 3 kart of the 5-time British champion Mark Litchfield. He's trying to make it 6, but if Ben Barnacote overtakes him on the track, it will not be a 6th title for Mark Litchfield. Barnicoat will take the title. If he beats Litchfield today in this final, it will be all over. Through the S's, down the Sturmey Straight, Barnicoat gets that much closer. Through the hairpin, out of the hairpin at turn 4 down to turn 5, big horseshoe. And that leads us up into the right-hander at turn 6, the final bend. Right-hander here is top bend. That's the last turn on the circuit, across the start-finish line. Litchfield still leading, but for how much longer? Barnicoat that much closer and that much quicker. Waiting for the man in third place. It's still Collard, but for how much longer? It looks like Barlow will take that place off him very soon. Through the S's they come. Look at this, Barnicoat now within 4 or 5 kart lengths of Mark Litchfield. And he will be feeling the heat sometime very soon, will Mark. He will make his kart as wide as possible. He knows if Ben Barnicoat overtakes him and he wins this race, he loses the championship. It's as simple as that. It's a very simple equation. See, Barlow now is through to third place. Back on board here with Jamie Rush. He's right in behind Ricky Collard now on the 16 kart, down past the start-finish line. Left-handed down to Billy's Blind. Out of the S's. Oh, and Litchfield sliding all over the place out of the S's. Here comes Barnicoat down the inside. Has he got him? No. He has now, though. Litchfield runs wide to come out of the hairpin down to the horseshoe. Litchfield up the inside. Contact! Contact between them both off. The leaders are off. And Litchfield couldn't allow Barnicoat to have the lead at all. We'll have a look at the replay. Let's have a look at this. Litchfield slides up the inside. Barnicoat, does he see? Yeah, he tries to turn away from him, but it's still rear wheel to rear wheel contact. Now, Barnicoat tried to drive away from him when he saw him on the inside. That's, and I can tell you, right to the left of that camera position is the clerk of the course, Martin Bean, karts 3 and 24, under investigation. It's Martin Bean, clerk of the course. He is right next to that camera position. He could not have had a better look at it. And you could see there, we'll have a quick look at it again now. Watch as Barnicoat tries to turn away from Litchfield. There's the turn on the steering wheel. He's seen him up the inside. He's tried to turn to the right to give him the room. But unfortunately, it's rear wheel contact to rear wheel contact. Now, not sure how the clerk of the course will view that, but Martin Bean has had the perfect view of that. He's right next to the cameraman. He could not be in a better spot. Now it's Barlow that now leads it as we rejoin it. Jamie Rush up to second place. Litchfield still in the race. Barnicoat set the fastest lap now at 35.93. He's still in the mix. There he is. Zubair Hoke on the 18 kart. If Barnicoat beats Litchfield here on the track, he wins the championship. So he's still not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. If that ends up happening, then the clerk of the course will undoubtedly take no action. But well, we'll have to see what Martin Bean's view of that is. I can tell you, he was right in the exact position you would want to be in to view that incident, right next to the camera. He, of course, does not get the chance, Martin, to look at it in slow motion. He will only get that one view of it in live time. He will have seen that once and once only, and then he will have to make a decision based on what he's seen. He will not get the chance to look at the camera footage and see it in slow motion. What will his view? He gets to look at it once. He has to make a decision. Will it be that that's just a racing incident, rear wheel to rear wheel contact? Or will he view it that the man doing the overtaking, that is Mark Litchfield on 3 karts, he overtakes Jamie Rush for second place, so he's back through to second. Will he take the view that the man doing the overtaking has to make the move cleanly? And if that doesn't happen, then the man doing the overtaking in the event of an incident is the man responsible. Or will he view it as a racing incident? It's an interesting one, especially as you only get to view it once. He's not seen it in slow motion. We can see there that Barnicoat, when he saw Litchfield up the inside, he was trying to give him the room by turning the other way, but unfortunately it was rear wheel to rear wheel. I would say that's a real difficult one for me. That could be a race, that could just be seen as a racing incident. I was going to say, if Ben Barnicoat overtakes Mark Litchfield and the clerk of the course thought it was Mark's fault, then I'm pretty sure he would take no further action. However, I can tell you that Ben Barnicoat has thrown the kart off down at the bottom of the circuit. Barnicoat is out of the race now, and that's all his own work. He's thrown it off himself through, I think it's through turn 1. And that means now the clerk of the course will have a decision to make. You see Barnicoat's cart at the bottom of the picture there. That is the leader, Jack Barlow, here on the last lap. It's a nice, comfortable victory for Barlow. Now, Litchfield's going to finish second on the track. But what's the clerk's decision going to be? It's going to be very interesting. After the race, we found out. Here comes Litchfield for second place. In third, it's Jamie Rush. Jake caught up with the drivers after the race. As you'll see from the graphic, though, it didn't quite finish like this.
Mark, a very difficult moment in the race there with Ben Barnicoat. Talk us through it.
Just same usual with Ben. He doesn't like being overtaken, so he decides he wants to turn in all the time. So I went up the inside, he turned in and we crashed. But he came off worse, so it doesn't matter, does it?
Jamie, third place, atrocious conditions, your home track. That's a satisfying moment, isn't it?
Yeah. After the year we've had, so it was good, yeah. Struggling in the dry all year and just a bit easier in the wet. Yeah.
Well, Jack, once Litchfield and Barnicoat were gone, so were you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a bit of a tricky race at the start because my seat fell through, so my bum was actually on the floor. So it took me a while to get to grips with the conditions at first, but once I got to grips with them, I sort of like Ben and Litchfield had a bit of a coming together. And once I was out in the lead, I just got in the zone really and just kept pushing forward. And I saw sort of like Mark was catching me halfway through the race, but then I just sort of like at the end just gave it a little bit more and just gapped him.
Well, Mark Litchfield doesn't sit on the fence when he's being interviewed, but he won't like the penalty afterwards. It was a one-lap penalty dished out by Martin Bean, the clerk of the course, to Mark Litchfield. Ben Barnicoat, DNF, down there in 8th place. It was Barlow that took the win. Jamie Rush promoted to second. Zubair Hope promoted to 3rd place. Barnicoat still leads the championship though, but it is still all to play for going to the last round. Jack Barlow there in 3rd place from Hope Collard and Sam Webster. We'll be back after this short break with more from Clay Pigeon.